The Judgment Day is under new leadership. John Cena is returning to the WWE. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, Cody Rhodes. He showed up tonight to address his pectoral muscle injury. What is going to happen? How does he plan to continue on his road to recovery? And we're going to be talking about all of that right here on the Monday Night Raw post show, right here on OTB. Grab a snack, grab a drink. This is going to be a good one, guys. You guys are not going to want to miss it. This is the only place you need to be on your Monday nights. This is Outside the Brand. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for June 6, 2022. I am your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Monday nights, wherever you may be. Guys, I'm actually not mad tonight. I'm not mad tonight, mainly for one thing and one thing only. This was not a bad show from what we saw tonight. Obviously, Megan, you're probably watching it just right now. You saw the Cody thing. You legitimately just saw it before we went on the air, and you were not a happy camper for all of that. But from what we are dealing with here tonight, Money in the Bank is just around the corner. It's about 3 to 4 weeks away, and we are going to be focusing on the positives tonight rather than the big negative that happened on tonight's show. And there was a big negative that happened on tonight's show, but we'll get to there. We'll get to there. But tonight, we saw Cody Rhodes. He came out to the crowd of Green Bay, Wisconsin, and addressed the big elephant in the room, which is his torn pectoral muscle that he tore completely off the bone. And obviously, from experiences and everything like that, that cannot bode well for the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes, he wrestled inside Hell in a Cell last night with that torn pectoral muscle. And while he had a great match, it was a 25-minute match, and that could have set him back quite a bit. But I have to say, Cody Rhodes is one of the most eloquent speakers I've ever heard on a microphone. He makes a torn pectoral injury looks like you broke your pinky toe. I mean, the man's so happy to be here. The man just does not. I mean, he does care. Obviously, he's injured. Of course, he has to care. But he's smiling all over the place. He's just so passionate about what he is doing for this business, and it just shows the drive that he ultimately has to get to his goal, and that is the WWE Championship. Now, we know what he said, and we're going to go over what he said. But I have to ask you guys. I mean, we know what he said about trying to come back for Money in the Bank and everything like that. That is absolutely admirable. But come on, guys. Money in the Bank's like 4 weeks away. Usually a torn pectoral muscle after surgery takes about 6 months. I know it's eluded him his entire career, but I can't see this happening. I just can't see him being able to come back this soon.
If he does, I'll be very surprised, and I will come on here and say these exact words. Cody Rhodes is a real-life Superman. I mean, I already think he's real-life Superman if he seriously did a 5-star match last night with a newly torn pectoral muscle right off the bone.
Yeah.
He is already Superman in my book right now if he did that. But if he comes back at Money in the Bank, freshly off of surgery, Superman.
It's unheard of. It's unheard of. But I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Wow. I mean, this is absolutely insane, my man. He wants to return for Money in the Bank.
He is absolutely insane. He already performed enough for like lifetimes last night. I don't I don't know. I don't know. If he wins Money in the Bank, if he competes at Money in the Bank, if he is at the Money in the Bank show, I'll be astonished. I rather him not, because that is a very dangerous match to come back to.
Right.
But I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I want him to get better. That's the number one priority. We're gonna find out.
Yeah. So I completely 100% agree with you. I mean, this is almost too far-fetched to even think of, but going to surgery on Wednesday, having about a 3-week road to recovery in order to get to Money in the Bank and compete in a ladder match, it's such a crazy thing to even think about. But Cody Rhodes being Cody Rhodes, he's going to try to do this. He is going to try to do everything in his power in order to get this done. He's not going to let any kind of setback get to him. And this is going to be what he is going to have his mind set to until we get to Money in the Bank. I mean, we're probably gonna, I mean, hell, right after surgery, he's probably going to go on social media. He's probably going to post a video on Twitter saying, all right, the road to recovery is on. And he's probably going to be in the gym with like the next week. Like,
Most
the man is this determined. He's this determined to do it.
If he does that, that just proves to you how much wrestling means to him. How much he literally will die to wrestle.
Yeah, no, like this is, it's such a, it's admirable. It really is. I just, we're just gonna have to see what happens, because I'm just gonna, like, just like with everything when it comes to wrestling, I want to enjoy it, and I'm going to enjoy every bit of what's next for Cody, even if it's just on the sidelines and just hoping that he recovers as not, well, I want him to recover quick. I want him to be back on WWE TV, but return when you are ready. Don't return just because you absolutely think you have to be here. So
exactly. Like, if he's watching this right now, Cody, buddy, listen, we all love you. We do. But please don't think that we want you to go out there to enjoy yourself again. Okay, just for the entertainment. Like, we don't care about that. We care about the health first. That's all that matters when it comes to these superstars. It's their health, that make sure that they are okay. We don't want anything to happen. That's all we care about in the beginning.
Exactly. I mean, well, if I don't think I can really say anything else better than that. I mean, Megan just did everything right there. We want him back, but we only need him back when it's absolutely necessary. He doesn't need to push himself too hard.
Yep.
Hey, man. I want him to be healthy. I just remembered something, but we're gonna talk about it later. But I'm my brain has moved on past Cody Rhodes right now. My brain has moved to him just being on the inactive, and hopefully that he gets back soon. But something ominous is about to happen at the end of this month, and that's where my focus has turned to at this particular moment. So yeah, that's where I'm at this moment right now.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens with him. I mean, like, it's such a big talking point. Everybody has grown so much respect after what happened last night at Hell in a Cell, but you gotta take care of yourself first. You gotta take care of your health, and hopefully Cody Rhodes will not just continue to try to push himself in order just to get back here, because I know he wants to, but you gotta think of your health first. Another talking point tonight. Well, Megan, the Judgment Day. Everyone knows, Loft, you and I have been a big proponent for the Judgment Day. We have been loving every single second of it. As you join it, as you're making this entire group for Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and all of that, it was so good. We loved every second of it. And I think we still do. I just don't think we ever expected anything like this to happen.
No, that was the biggest curveball I've gotten in a very long time. I can't remember last time they got me like that, because they usually we can see it a mile away. That one was just like, okay, that
it was completely left field. Completely.
I called you, and I didn't even know what to say. I was still in awe. That was, I love it though. I think it gives.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be going for a while, I assume. But I mean,
yeah. But I mean, we'll see where that goes. I mean, Finn Balor joining Judgment Day. I mean, I think we all kind of knew it was either going to be Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa, or just somebody completely out of left field. But we had no idea that it was going to be Finn Balor to join Judgment Day, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, yeet Edge out of the group. Like, what?
I wasn't expecting that. I was when I saw it happen, I was like, what the fuck?
It was such a curveball.
My question is, like, why?
he was
And
holding
what's
them
next
back.
for Edge?
He was holding us back.
He's holding us back, and that's what Damian said. But
He's an old man.
So yeah, and then the next one I kind of want to talk about is this fatal 4-way for the Raw Women's Championship opportunity at Money in the Bank. Somebody told me earlier on today that was going to be a tag match, and then all of a sudden I come home to Monday Night Raw, I turn on my TV, and then Jimmy Smith saying it's a fatal 4-way between all these 4 ladies for a shot at Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank. Whoever misinformed me, I don't like you anymore. I made my TikTok and everything. I did my Raw preview and everything, saying it's a tag match. Let's go. Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss versus Rhea and Doudrop. Rhea and Doudrop just never made sense to me in the first place, but they informed me it was a tag match. So I was like, okay, tag match. Let's go. Let's do it. Raw preview. And then Jimmy Smith says, oh yeah, fatal 4-way right now. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, what?
You've been bamboozled.
I don't like you. I don't like you anymore, whoever misinformed me. But yeah, we have this Rhea Ripley. She won this thing. And I'm glad she did. I mean, because after everything that, Judgment Day did to Edge, you can't just go in there and have Rhea Ripley lose. I mean, that would just make no sense whatsoever. But here's my little gripe with this here. I'm glad she's getting the opportunity, but I think it's a little bit too soon. I would have rather had this at SummerSlam, or she could have won Money in the Bank. This just feels like a stepping stone to get to Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. And it's nothing towards Becky. It's nothing towards Becky at all. Becky has nothing really even to do with this. It's just I feel like it's a stepping stone so that Bianca can get to Becky at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks because Rhea Ripley, with all of this new Judgment Day stuff, she should be at the top of her game.
I don't see why they can't just move Rhea to that point and just have Rhea and Alexa be the next 2 opponents for her for SummerSlam and Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
At least until the summer's over, and if you want to go back to what you've been, actually no, fuck that, no. Becky and Becky and Dana, whatever they did tonight, that was the most confusing thing about the show for me. But
Yeah.
I was excited because it showed me that Becky was going in a different direction. A terrible direction, because the 24/7 championship is a terrible aspect of Raw.
Yes.
But I was like, okay, she's actually not in the Raw. She just lost, so she's not just jumping back in front of Bianca again. But at the same time, Rhea and Bianca could have gone at SummerSlam. I still think they'll do a great job at Money in the Bank, but it's just SummerSlam probably was a better place for it to go.
Right.
But I mean, I think this now either forces the company to make a bigger match than Bianca and Rhea for SummerSlam. That's not a rematch. So that means
That's
someone that
not.
Bianca has not wrestled before.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can go, unless you just have someone cash in and Money in the Bank. If you're going to do the rematch at SummerSlam, whoever wins have someone cash in at the end of it. Whether they complete the cash in or not, that's for them to decide. But I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
I just think if Alexa won this match tonight to get to Money in the Bank, and then you just had, we first of all, I have to say this because this is one of the biggest gripes I had about Monday Night Raw tonight. There was absolutely no Money in the Bank build when it came to other. Well, we obviously had the Money in the Bank build for the Raw Women's title match, but nothing for the actual Money in the Bank ladder matches.
I mean, I give them that. Hell in a Cell was last night. You know what I'm saying? I'll give them that. I mean, I don't expect them to have 14.
Well, we gotta start next week then. We gotta start next week if it's going to be an 8-person ladder match each time.
I agree with that.
Each person.
I agree with that. If they weren't going to do it tonight, because this show was like packed with a lot of content. It's like if it was a boring show, along with the fact that they didn't do any qualifying matches, then I would understand. But like a lot of stuff happened on this show, and a lot of it I think we all did not expect. So as far as content, I feel like we got content tonight. So next week they don't have a jam-packed show. That's where you fill it up with Money in the Bank stuff, because obviously we don't have time because the show's at the end of the month, But I'm gonna give them a freaking hall pass today, because they actually gave me one of the best roles I've seen in a little bit. So
yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I would have had Alexa won tonight. That way we can start the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. If we're even getting qualifying matches, we definitely should.
Yeah.
And then Rhea Ripley could have won next week, whoever she was going to go up against in a qualifying match to get to Money in the Bank. I would have had Rhea won Money in the Bank, and then we could have done her thing with Judgment Day and Money in the Bank and see where that goes. Or if she didn't win Money in the Bank, you can get her to SummerSlam if that was the case. Just by dominating and getting that championship opportunity that way. But regardless, we have that, and Rhea Ripley will be getting the title shot at Money in the Bank. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good match, guys. I think this is going to be a good thing for Bianca and Rhea Ripley to actually go out there and shine. I just don't like it's either happening too soon or they're just using it as a stepping stone to get to SummerSlam. Depending on if that is Becky Lynch or not. We don't know.
Yeah. Only time will tell now.
Yeah, so let's get right into the show, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. Hit that thumbs up button if you are ever so inclined to do so. It's absolutely free. You click it and it actually turns blue. It turns SmackDown color. So turn it on. It turns blue. You're good to go, and you'll be helping out the channel a lot for all of us. Let's get this to 20 likes if you are ever so inclined to do so. Get this to 20 likes for the Raw Post Show here on OTB. And that's 20 likes minimum, guys. So we want to have 20 likes minimum for the post show tonight on OTB. subscribe to the channel as well. You guys can join the OTB family today by hitting that subscribe button and then turning on the bell to all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. Don't forget to also follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PhillyMatt_, as I am always going to interact with you guys over there as I live tweet during the show as it goes on. I was actually talking with Tanya all night tonight, just, spinning back and forth about what we thought about the show. And it's a great way to not only interact with me, but really just stay up to date on the podcast and what we are going to be doing over there. So go check that out if you are ever so inclined to do so. We're trying to get to 800 followers over there on Twitter. So let's hit that follow button on my Twitter account, okay? Thank you guys so much, though, for joining us right here on OTB. And we're going to get right into the show. But first, go get your merchandise, boys and girls.
MERCH. Spells merch.
The merch. The merch. I don't even know where Aiden is tonight. I don't know where Aiden is tonight. He usually just puts the link to the bonfire chat into the chat. But listen, Aiden, you're okay, my man. I'll just tell them where they can go get it. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. You guys can go get your t-shirts today over there. We got the new OTB logo that is right on the top right corner of your screen. That is officially on a t-shirt so that you guys can go rep OTB wherever you may go, along with the other designs over there on bonfire.com. And yeah, you guys can rep OTB wherever you may go. Join the fam today. The exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise is on bonfire.com. All right, guys, let's get right into the show tonight. We started off with Cody Rhodes, as I'm trying to get to my notes here. Cody Rhodes makes his entrance, and Megan, like I said, not only does this man he's just happy to be here every single day of the week, but like I said earlier, he makes a torn pectoral seem like you just broke your pinky toe. The man is so happy. I know I wouldn't be happy if I tore my pec.
I wouldn't either.
Wow, he's just a different man.
He's having the time of his life out there. I was like, I forgot he was hurt for a second until I looked at his nose. He's having a great day.
He's just happy being out there. He's very well dressed. I mean, he's always very well dressed. I mean, he was very well dressed in AEW, but the man seems like first of all, he is kind of like Seth Rollins. He comes out in a different suit every single time, but he's just always very well dressed. I like the way the man he dresses.
Right.
I mean,
I can put that suit on.
Obviously, Brandy probably has to help.
That shit probably hurts.
Dude, it hurts so bad. I've had shoulder injuries before. I actually had a pec injury before too, and it just goddamn hurts, man. If your shoulder is legitimately just immobilized and everything, it sucks. Just getting things on and off and broken arms and everything, it's bad. So, Brandy, I commend you, because dealing with somebody that has had like either broken arm or pretty much just anywhere in this area that is like just broke, it sucks for the person, because they feel like they're just absolutely helpless and they want to do everything they can in order to help themselves, but they know they can at the end of the day. And we know we have, like, everybody knows whenever you have like injuries in this area, we have to ask for help, but our pride is just too, our manlyhood and pride, it just doesn't allow us to until we're just forced. It sucks, man. It really does.
Uh-huh.
Hey, no, I'm legitimately telling the truth here. Like,
No,
nobody wants to ask for help until they're legitimately forced.
I agree. That's all men. I feel like they don't want to ask for the help and say that they need that help because they don't want to look weak, because they're supposed to be looked as this protector and not the fact that they also need the help.
Right, yeah. It's a pride thing. It happens,
It
man.
is.
But yeah, I mean, I give all the credit to Cody, and I give all the credit to Brandy too, because Brandy, it takes a lot to just help a man like that. So, but yeah, we start off with him. He's out here in front of the crowd of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Mhm.
If only we saw Mr. Kennedy tonight, I would have loved it.
Canada.
So Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring. His arm is pretty much lifeless. He can't. He does the woe thing, but he only does it one arm, and I'm like, it doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't have the same effect. I'm like, you gotta do the double woe, but he just simply can't. A loud Cody chant rings through the arena tonight, and Rhodes welcomes us to Monday Night Raw. They always have to do that. I don't know when they started doing that, the whole welcome to Monday Night Raw thing, but I think it's just kind of a little cheesy. But Cody Rhodes, I'm going to allow it because it's Cody. I don't know when they started doing it. Like, when the heck did they start doing that back again?
I don't know.
You're just saying welcome to Monday Night Raw every single week in the first segment. Like, even if you're a babyface or a heel. Like,
In my brain, they always
if
do
you're...
it. I can't remember when they started. In my brain, I just feel like they always did it. I think. I don't know.
They started back doing it like definitely like months ago or whatever. It's definitely been months. Like, we've been seeing this for like the last few months. It's just before, like, there was a point in time where they didn't used to do that. Not, or at least not the superstars that are doing promos. Obviously, the commentators say welcome to Monday Night Raw, doing all this stuff for the commentary and all, but superstars never really used to do it until like a couple months ago.
Huh.
So it happens though. I mean, it's Cody, so I'm gonna obviously allow it too. He welcomes us to Monday Night Raw, and the fans chant, "Thank you, Cody." He says he saw all the comments and tweets and the effort last night, but he doesn't believe that any of this is real or that it really needs to happen, because it's a privilege for him to do what he does here in this ring. Cody says tearing his pectoral tendon was certainly disappointing, but he doesn't want to dwell on that and be sad. For those who don't know, he has a daughter, but goes by the name of Liberty, of course. And when she's old enough, he wants her to watch this and prove, and so that he can prove to her that even when you're at your absolute lowest moment of your career, you can fight and make history in this business. He fought one of the very best in this business, and that is Seth freaking Rollins. Rose says that the trilogy is over, the book has been written, the chapters are closed, and I am officially done with Seth Rollins. And with that in mind, he wants to talk about what is hanging above his heads. The two Money in the Bank briefcases are officially hung above the ring, symbolizing Money in the Bank is just about to be coming up around the corner. Cody says that the contract inside that briefcase has eluded him his entire career. He's a little banged up. I think you're a little bit more than a little, but we'll allow it. He's a little banged up, but in 4 weeks' time, if somehow, some way, I was able to climb a ladder, grab a briefcase, and become the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, that would mean the world. Seth Rollins' music then hits. He comes out limping with a stoic look on his face. Rollins says that he does not like Cody Rhodes. I don't like you, but after what you did last night, you have earned my respect. The world is saying that was probably one of the gutsiest performances in the wrestling business, and that rings true. Cody is the toughest person I have ever been in the ring with. Seth says that he might be the last person who would ever want to even say this, but Dusty would be proud of his baby boy right now. Rhodes fights tears, like I was telling Megan out like off the stream and everything. He was legitimately about to cry, but he was fighting them back. Rollins says that Cody came out on the night of WrestleMania, on the night after WrestleMania, and shook his hand. So he is going to be doing the exact same thing tonight and return the favor. They shake hands, and Rollins hugs Cody, whispers something in his ear. We obviously couldn't hear, but he does whisper something in his ear, and he leaves. Cody then applauds him as he's walking up the ramp, and then he leaves the ring as well. Cody turns away to the fans on the stage, only for Rollins to run back at him and hit him in the back of the head with a sledgehammer. Rollins then rips Cody's shirt and everything off of him, and revealing the horribly bruised arm and chest, obviously the pectoral injury. Officials came out, including Curtis Axel. We saw a Curtis Axel signing tonight.
That man had a suit on.
Curtis.
He should have broke it up. He's in there looking.
He's standing there looking. He's like,
do something.
I would have loved to seen a perfect Plex, but dang it, he didn't do anything. Other officials came out to help Cody, but then Cody stomps. But then Seth stomped on Cody's arm, drives this sledgehammer into the pectoral muscle of Cody Rhodes, and then we went to commercial break. I'm like, okay, yeah, great way to go to commercial break. Seth's assaulting somebody. This is great. We come back to Monday Night Raw with Cody still on the stage, surrounded by medics and officials, and he refuses help from anybody to get on his feet. The fans chant Cody, and he refuses a stretcher, and he walks to the back under his own power. This was a great way to write him off TV. I'm not gonna say anything bad about this, other than the fact that I'm like, you're doing this. You could easily. It's obviously easily doing more damage to it, which could send him back a little bit even more. But with all of this being said, I don't know if this is ending. How could this end? This has to, because Cody has to go away. But who says WWE can't pick up right where they left off, and Cody's going to go after Seth again when he comes back?
That would suck.
I don't want Cody's return to be solely based around this whole feud with Seth. I want him to move on. Truly, before he got injured, he was my main pick to win the briefcase.
Mine too, yeah.
But now that he can't, I gotta go with Seth. Like, he's my pick. Like,
Seth winning Money in the Bank is really the only possible reason for me.
Mm-hmm. Unless Cody decides to try to be Superman and go against everyone's wishes and not caring about his health and wanting to win the briefcase. Like,
I don't know. I wouldn't want the feud to continue either once he does return. But the way they're doing this, you just have Cody be sent off by Seth Rollins, and then that's it.
Whatever happens, this feud has to end. He beat him 3 times. Even if Seth wins the fourth match, if they have a fourth match, it's not going to matter because he's still down 3-1. It's just we gotta move on to what Cody can do after this. We got to move on to what Rollins can do after this, because both of them haven't been disappointing at all since this whole thing started. Since Cody came back, both of them have been doing a great job. So we all know that Rollins couldn't do damn near anything with anybody. Cody just got here and he's really been focused on Rollins this whole time for the most part. So
Yeah.
It's time to move him on to something else when he comes back. I don't know what that means, Money in the Bank. I don't know if that means Royal Rumble. I don't know what it means. As far as Rollins goes, I don't even know what his next move is. I don't know. I really have no idea what his next direction is. I'm not on board with the only reason why I'm not on board with the Money in the Bank thing is because I think you give that to someone who hasn't won Money in the Bank yet. And we all know when Rollins got Money in the Bank, he made the most out of it. You know what I'm saying? He made one of the biggest WrestleMania moments of all time. So I would more so move towards someone like Finn if Cody doesn't come back as far as Money in the Bank goes.
I like Finn. I would.
If Rollins does end up winning Money in the Bank, though, I don't know how. Only way that would make sense is if he actually cashed in on Roman, because Roman definitely did not officially beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad at them going at a feud one more time, just one, because that feud can go on forever too, and I don't want that at all. But you got many different directions go. It really is going to depend on who's healthy around Money in the Bank time and who's not, and where they decide to write Rollins next, at least for next week, and then just go from there.
Well, my pick is Seth until anything kind of proves itself otherwise. I think Seth is something to really be looking towards when it comes to Money in the Bank. Getting that second chance with Seth versus Roman is obviously a great chance to do. I mean, because we all know at the Royal Rumble, while it was a great match and everything, it was a chokeout victory. It was a disqualification victory at that. It was a tainted one. And people have been clamoring for Seth to get another shot at it anyway. So if it happens, I think it's going to be a great thing, especially with him being as demented and as psychopathic as he has been since this attack on Cody. And it's going to be a great thing for him. And then if WWE ever did try to explore this once again, I imagine we had Cody versus Seth again at a WrestleMania, but this time for the title. I mean, that's something completely on a left field that I don't think anybody was ever going to think about if Cody Rhodes actually returned at the Rumble and somehow won it. I mean,
that would be good.
I think that's what's happened here. So Seth wins Money in the Bank. He takes care of He takes care of Roman. I don't know if it's for both championships or what, depending on whatever happens. He cashes in on Roman. He gets the championships. At the Royal Rumble, Seth faces somebody else, whatever happens, and Cody returns at the Rumble, wins the Rumble, and then we have Cody versus Seth again at WrestleMania for the title. I mean, that's something I could totally see, especially with the attack tonight.
Right. Yeah. But only problem with that.
I think it lines up. I just don't know how it will work.
The only issue with that is I just feel like for Cody's first World Championship win, I think it would make for a bigger moment for him to be the person to beat Roman, because we all know whoever does do that is going to be big already. Right. Him beating Seth is just going to be like, oh, he beat Seth again. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be champion, obviously, but I don't know if it adds to the star power that is whoever's going to be world champion plus the star that Cody already is now. So
exactly.
I don't know.
I think the planning that I had lines up. It's just it would also feel like though with this plan in mind that I had. It just seems like this entire pretty much year is just built on the fact that it's Cody versus Seth and nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem right there, because we obviously want Cody to do other feuds than Seth Rollins. I mean, there's more people that I know everybody wants to see Cody go up against. So it's an interesting subject. I mean, what I had in mind here works for what the time frame really does look forward to, but at the end of the day, we don't want it just to be solely on Seth and Cody.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. We'll see what happens.
Oh, I thought it was funny that Dana was just sitting in the ring during all of this. I looked up. Cody was on the ground screaming. I look up, I see Dana sitting. I'm like, what is Dana doing? She was just standing in the ring, clapping. I was like, what the fuck? They didn't do her like her entrance or anything. So she was just sitting there.
I didn't even see Dana in the ring during all that. What the hell?
Yeah, she was just standing there. She was just standing there menacingly, just looking.
Huh. Well, speaking of Dana, she had a match tonight, and it was actually for the 24/7 championship. It was against Becky Lynch. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? Becky Lynch? So she comes to the ring, and we see highlights of the triple threat match that happened last night at Hell in a Cell. And she gets into the ring, and the bell rings and everything. This was a very short thing. Like it wasn't really that long, obviously, because it's 24/7 title garbage. It doesn't really mean anything. But the bell rings. Lynch kicks Dana in the gut, and then prompts her. And then just pumps her with a right hand. Akira Tozawa then comes running down to the ring, followed by R-Truth, Tamina, and pretty much everybody that's a part of the 24/7 title. Whatever. Tozawa then gets in the ring, and Brooke rolls him up and wins the 24/7 title again. And it just ends in no contest. But then all of a sudden, things were just happening here. It was a very confusing time. Becky wanted another shot. So we have all of this. Lynch is like, if any of you guys try to interfere in any of this, I'll just... well, she says she'll smash all of our faces. I don't want that. Even if I don't like Becky Lynch, I don't want that. So she gets another shot. It's Dana Brooke versus Becky Lynch. This happens for a little bit, and Lynch kicks Brooke in the face and wants a manhandle slam, but Brooke rolls her up after Asuka. After Asuka was interfering, she held down Brooke's feet on the ropes, and Lynch couldn't kick out. So Dana retained the title. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? I mean, now Becky's going for 24/7? What?
Whoever's listening to this right now, Megan, Phil, I probably will never say this again, so I'll keep it. If someone asks you if I said this, I did not say this.
Okay.
I wanted Becky to win.
Me too. I wanted her to win too.
I wanted her to just beat Dana really fast. I was like, okay, that's what I was hoping for. We didn't get that, but I
wanted her to win so that she can retire the title. That's the only reason why I wanted her to win. But
I'm gonna glow right now. I'm glowing.
This does not mean we are fans of Becky Lynch by a long shot. We just want her to win so that she can retain the.
I was for like 5 minutes.
This is a win in my book.
For like 5 minutes, I was like, you know what?
This is a win, guys.
Give her the title so that she can retain it. I mean, so that she can retire it.
Let me have this moment, please. Just let me have it.
That's
You can
fine.
have it.
I
You
want to
can
make
have
her
it.
be happy. I'll
That's
give her that
fine.
one.
I'll let her be happy. I wanted her to win too, so that we can retire this goddamn title. But
Hold on, wait.
God.
Don't you think her as 24/7 champion? Like, I feel like, all right, this is getting bad. I sound like a Becky Lynch fan.
Hey,
I'm
watch your
sorry.
mouth.
All right. Don't you think it would be funny if she won the championship and she treated it like it was like the biggest thing ever? I feel like she could pull that off.
That's all.
She could.
That would have
Don't
also
you think
been a
that'd be
great.
hilarious?
That would have also been a great thing.
She would
to
have rubbed
see
it in
too,
Bianca's
yeah.
face. Bianca,
Yeah.
look what I won that you can't win.
That would have been hilarious if she just walked around like it's like the biggest championship ever. I feel like she could have got it over.
And then imagine if Bianca pinned Becky Lynch just randomly out of nowhere because she has a referee and it was goddamn R-Truth. It's like, oh
That would
yeah,
make me
Bianca
mad.
2 belts.
That would
Bianca
be
2 belts.
I feel like only a few people can pull that off. I feel like she'll be able to pull that off. If you just, I might talk about that tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of people screaming at me because I'm contradicting myself in my past 3 years of slander of her. But I think that would be freaking. She's the only. She's like one of the few people that I think can get that championship over if she just treated it like it was the best thing ever. I don't know, but
I don't know what the fuck she was wearing tonight, but I was like, well,
I don't remember.
but it was bad. So what happened? This is hilarious. So guys, my grandmother was just coming into my room just to talk to me for a second. She saw the Cody Rhodes stuff, and I was like, "Oh, great, yeah, you're seeing all this Cody stuff." And then she walks in, and she sees Becky Lynch. She legitimately asked me exactly what I ask every single time I step on this podcast, guys. What the hell is she wearing? I'm like, Graham, I don't know. She wears these things, and I'm like, and she's like, well, she needs to try to find something new. I'm like, I've been trying to tell her this for weeks, yes. And she's like, and she caught the video package of the triple threat, and she's like, oh my god, they're not hurting each other. I gotta get the dog. I'm like, okay, well, okay, sure. She's like, they're not hurting each other. What the hell are you talking about? I'm like, okay, all right.
All right.
You gotta love my grandmother, man, who has no idea when it comes to pro wrestling, but she's just like, sure, Phil, go for it. If you want to be a part of this, you do. And I'm like, okay.
Good support system you got there.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, they're not hurting each other. What the hell are you talking about? I'm like, okay.
Shit off. That's great.
Oh, gotta love my grandmother. Yeah, so Dana Brooke won the 24/7 title. And then we had a video package with Megan. John Cena's returning.
Yes! Yeah. He's coming to rip Theory's head off his body, man. Holy crap, he's coming. Holy shit. Oh shit. I'm going to Texas on the 27th.
Wait, really?
I definitely thought about it. I definitely looked at plane tickets. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, man.
Oh, Megan, if you here, check the private chat. I don't want to just randomly spew it out here.
Damn, man. How far is Texas? Damn. How far?
Are you really looking at how far Texas is?
Yeah, I don't know where that place in Texas is, but I will book a hotel so fast. I want to see him.
Check the private chat, Megan.
I want to see him, man. Oh, God.
You could have gotten that plane ticket for off in an instant.
I could have. I really could have.
Well, do you see it too?
Yes, I do.
I would have gone. called him off. Like, get your ass over here, buddy.
I've been in there. You think it's a game?
We'd be there. I'd be there too. What the hell you
Got
mean?
us backstage passes to be John Cena. Let's go.
My God.
No.
Tell me right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. But this is great, guys. This is obviously going to fill so many holes when it comes to the roster right now. With Cody Rhodes being gone, this is instantly gonna help it out. Cody Rhodes being gone, John Cena now being here. He is celebrating the 20 years that he's been a part of WWE. He is officially returning on the Go Home show for Money in the Bank, and that is Monday, June 27th on Monday Night Raw. This is going to be a great thing. Seriously. I can't wait.
What do you think he's going to say?
I feel like he will. Well, it is 20 years. Oh my God, I just made a realization. And since he's been in WWE, I feel like he will go out there and he will just make a speech about it, be grateful for all the fans, and then I have a feeling Theory's going to come out. Because if you all saw the video I sent you guys, Theory duetted the Cena video.
Yeah.
I could see that. And I made the realization that John Cena's been wrestling as long as I've been alive.
And he's 24 years old. So, I mean...
Guy's amazing.
Listen, guys, this is going to be a great opportunity for Theory. This is going to be a great thing for John Cena just to come back and graces with the WWE fans.
If Cena does come back to fight Theory, he's not. I don't want him to put Theory over. I do not want him to put Theory over. I want him to put Theory through the damn.
You want Cena to win the United States title?
Greatly. I don't think I've wanted anything more at this particular moment. I want him to put Theory through the mat. Cena go put him over. No, destroy him.
Now here's what I would have loved to do. Okay, I would have loved to see Edge here in this spot with John Cena, but this was before he he got kicked out of the group tonight. I would have loved to see like the leader of Judgment Day and Edge go up against John Cena. I think that would have been a phenomenal idea for SummerSlam. I thought it would have been a great thing. But obviously that can't happen anymore. So Theory is obviously going to be the way to go. But I think this is going to be a great opportunity for Theory just to get that kind of rub off from Cena. And we all know the parallels. We all know the similarities. We all know what everybody is really comparing Theory to, and that is John Cena. I know that's a huge comparison to even live up to, but people are doing it. And obviously Vince sees the Cena within Theory, and he wasn't the only person that kind of calls out Cena tonight. If you guys were on Twitter or if you guys were just on any part of social media, you would have known that Carmelo Hayes actually called him out too.
Oh my God! Oh, don't give me hope, Phil. Don't give me hope.
I'm so excited.
Phil, don't give me hope.
He called him out.
Dog, don't do that, man. Don't do that to me.
He did 2 words off. He did 2 words. And those 2 words he spoke to Adam Cole on his first night.
Ruthless aggression.
Correct.
Yo. I think I changed my mind. I want that more than him to freaking murder Theory. I want Melo better. That would be awesome, dog. Yo. Oh my God, I'm freaking out now, dog. You know how freaking awesome that would be?
No, I'm telling you right now, man. That would be awesome. Yes.
Dude,
yes.
Like, no. Like, I'm about to lose it again, dog. Oh my God.
We can't even see your face, but I know you're freaking out.
I'm about to cry. No, dog. Bro. I just thought about something, dog. Bro, yo, wait a minute. Instead of Theory coming out, what if Melo got caught? What if that was his way to get caught up to the main roster? He just does it
If
like
Melo
that.
just got called out instead of called up instead of Theory, and he just shows up on Raw instead to interrupt Cena.
Dog. That would be
what else does Melo really have to prove in NXT?
That would be like a whole parallel of when Cena came out to Kurt.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kurt, right? Yeah.
In 2002.
Well, wait a second. Who's the champion right now? North American.
Melo. He would have to drop it.
That would also scream Kevin Owens, John Cena too.
Yeah, I mean, which
he actually Instagrammed tonight. He Instagrammed a photo of Kevin Owens' foot stepping on the United States title with Cena just lay down in the ring.
Oh, Melo sees the vision. Oh my God, I gotta call him.
He's seeing it all. Listen, Carmelo, Theory, I don't care.
Oh my God.
You do one of them.
Melo and Cena would be fucking box office, dog. Theory and Cena would be cool for obvious reasons. Cena and Melo.
You see the parallels in Theory, but you definitely see the parallels and similarities when it comes to Carmelo too. So either way, you do one of those people, and you're set for life. Like you're set for a great feud. You're set for everything. That screams Kevin Owens and John Cena. That screams John Cena doing it to Kurt Angle. That screams everything, bro. You're doing this for the right reasons, and you got to do it now. Imagine him saying ruthless aggression to Cena if he shows up. I mean, dude, it's everything. He said it to Adam Cole on his first night. You got to do it if you're going to stand up to Cena.
You have a full out like SummerSlam card if you just go that direction with it, like moving past Money in the Bank. That's ridiculous. Cena and Melo.
Think of this right now: Cena and Melo, possibly Randy and Roman. You got I'm just using this as the example because that's what I can really only go on right now. Becky and Bianca. Those are 3 great matches for SummerSlam, even if Becky and Bianca I do not want.
Holy.
Okay, you guys, I just saw the John Cena little promo thing. I just thought about this. What if, for old time's sakes, he comes out to the Doctor of Thugonomics music and as Dr. Thugonomics?
He's just a rat.
And then he was that character if he wrestles Carmelo. Imagine that.
Oh, that would be even better. Oh my God.
I just thought of that.
Because doesn't Carmelo have some bars too?
Yeah.
I think he can try.
Or Trick, or one of them.
Oh, just imagine that.
Trick, one of them.
Oh my God.
Trick to says whatever. Everything he says.
No, yeah. Trick is his own man.
2 shoes. You guys are great.
Vince, if you're watching this, make it happen.
Yeah. Bruce, Vince, listen.
Wait a minute, because you don't even have to. If Melo drops the title from now to, I think Solo's going to be the next champion. I really think Melo's the transitional champion at this moment. I think Solo's the direction they're going in, as far as like long term.
Right.
With that specific belt, if you move Melo up to the main roster just like that, that's an insane first match to have on the main roster.
Yeah, it's a prove it yourself for sure.
Yeah, it's already. I think they already believed him because they threw him in his first match against freaking Adam Cole, and that's a statement because he was at the top of the damn company.
Adam Cole, you can argue he was the face of NXT throughout that entire era.
Yeah, and that was even towards like the back end of the show, and they still threw him there. That's. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, this is going to be something insane to even just kind of fathom. And I can't wait to see where this goes from here, because if it's either Carmelo or it's Theory. I don't care. You see the parallels in both of them, so I'm not going to be disappointed in either choice that they make. But personally, I would want Carmelo first, and then you can get Theory at some point down the line if Cena wants to stick around.
Yeah, I need the Melo expeditiously. I need that right now.
Because there's no way that Melo is tweeting that out during the video package and them not even thinking, and them not even blinking an eye about thinking about it, you know?
He knows he's the greatest. You know,
There's a reason why Carmelo tweeted that tonight.
He knows it's time.
Yeah.
Because they don't just tweet that out just randomly and not get it.
Oh, man.
Think about
So freaking excited, man.
I told a lot that he just started freaking out. Well, we come back from commercial break and we go to somebody that has beaten John Cena in a main event of WrestleMania, probably one of the worst main events of WrestleMania in its history. The Miz.
And Maurice. Oh my gosh.
Here's the thing, guys. He's going to talk about Maurice for like the next 30 minutes because he is just so in love with her. Megan, I think you and I should just, yeet ourselves out of here. Loft, you have 30 minutes to talk about your woman and Maurice.
30 minutes, that's not
Sounds
enough.
good.
That's not
Have a good time.
Okay, 30 minutes. Hey, all right, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna talk about Maurice for 30 minutes. I just want to talk about y'all gotta watch Miz and Mrs. Y'all gotta watch that show. That it's a really good show. I know it sounds corny. I watched both episodes before I came on here. You gotta watch that show. Maurice is fine, yes, but Miz is funny. She's funny. Mrs. parents are funny. Maurice's mom is funny. You gotta watch that show. They're not paying me. I'm not getting paid by them. If you want to pay me, but I'll be on a special guest on an episode or something like that. But like. Yeah, watch that show. What Miz and Mrs. is fire, man. And Maurice is fine as well. Yeah. That's all I got. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
That did good.
That was freaking awesome, bro. Miz and Mrs., please sponsor us. Oh, we got you.
I sound like I'm on USA Network. I sound like a commercial.
There you go. That's your next TikTok idea. Miz and Mrs. commercial. Let's go.
Oh, don't give me ideas, Phil. I'll do it.
That Miz just walks in. Laugh! What are you doing?
I will do it. You know I will.
Make it seem like Vince is forcing you to do this.
Vince, I don't want to do this. You're doing it.
It's power.
I can do that. I know we're gonna do tomorrow.
That was actually though pretty damn good. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that was actually a pretty damn good pitch to watch Miz and Mrs.
Hey man, I had to freestyle that. I wasn't prepared for that, but I could talk about Maurice for 30 minutes, but I decided not to because anybody want to hear that.
Oh, I know you could.
Oh man.
But Miz and Maurice come out to the ring for a special episode of Miz TV, as it is their premiere party. Obviously, Miz and Mrs. Season 3 was going to premiere tonight after Monday Night Raw. It was a double feature special because the first two episodes of Miz and Mrs. were after Monday Night Raw.
Did you watch it, Phil?
I did watch the first episode, yes, because we didn't go live until midnight because just things were going on. So I did watch the first episode, yes, and I'm probably gonna watch the second episode when it's on demand because I do like that show. I hate to admit it, but I do.
I clowned it when Megan told me about it. It just sounded bad, but I was wrong about that. I like that show.
And who was the person to tell you guys to watch it?
I watched it since the beginning though, so I'm not
Exactly. And now
Megan
look
told me to watch
who's
it. All right.
and now look who's hooked. Who was right?
Don't say I'm hooked.
Mr.
Hook. Where is he tonight? Where was he tonight, man?
He was
Where's
watching
Hook?
Miss and Mrs. in the crib, man.
Where's Hook? He was probably watching Miss and
I
Mrs.
don't
in the
care
strip
for
club for
Hook.
all we know.
I only want one AEW guy.
No, we're not doing this. No. No.
I mean, it's our goddamn name in the StreamYard thing, but we don't show
Is
the
it
names
really?
anymore because it says American Nightmare. Yes, if you
It
look
says
at the bottom there,
American
yeah.
Nightmare, but
Oh.
on Wednesday it's gonna say another name.
We're moving on.
Do
Phil,
not put
Phil,
Mrs.
Phil,
Rhodes.
Phil.
I am not showing that.
Oh
No,
my God,
it's
Phil.
not
I'm not.
Mrs. Rhodes. It has to do with an AEW guy.
Oh my God, Phil, you got to move on, Phil.
Think
Thank
about
you.
it.
You
Think
gotta
of his
get
name.
I know who you're talking about.
Let me get back.
So Miz welcomes us to the show, and he introduces his beautiful wife. And Miz says that he loves that Money in the Bank is coming up very soon, and he knows that it's going to be a big deal because he has won it twice. And if he did it a third time, it would just only add another thing to his accolades and build upon his legacy. Maurice talks about Ms. and Mrs. and makes fun of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And then the fans booed, and Miz tells them to shut up because his hand went up and their mouth should go shut. Riddle then comes out to interrupt, and he says, and this is where things get a little bit weird, guys. So you guys are going to have to, excuse me, this is not my wording. This is strictly Riddle, and this is not anything of my doing. He introduces himself to Maurice in broken French. Then Maurice responds in proper French Canadian and realizes, and he just says, Gesundheit. I'm like, nice. Good stuff there, Riddle. He shouts out his best friend and Randy Orton. And when he was actually kind of speaking broken French, like French Canadian, I was honestly kind of impressed by Riddle. I was like, holy shit. Did you just learn that one phrase just for tonight? Yeah. Did you go to Maurice and just say, hey, I need to do this for our promo tonight? How the hell do you say this? I mean, that's honestly kind of impressive, even if it is just broken, because he obviously is not fluent in it.
Sounded good to me. I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, so she talks in like proper French, and he just says Gesundheit, and then he just shouts out his best friend and Randy Orton. Miz says that Orton will never come back. He is officially retired from in-ring competition, so that Riddle will just have to have his ass kicked every single week by himself, by the Bloodline. Don't worry, guys. Orton is not retiring from in-ring competition. He will be back. I don't know why they are treating this attack from the Bloodline like it's the career ending of Randy Orton. Like, he's going to be back. Like, they legitimately think that Randy Orton died because a triple power bomb through a table.
I think that they are doing this because it could set up a feud between, like, Riddle and Orton.
I mean, I could see that. But I'm just like, guys, he's not dead. you guys gotta understand, he's not dead. He'll be back. Oh, and guys, our favorite person's here. Look in the chat.
Oh shit!
Hi, Snuggles.
Okay, so I just saw Becky's freaking Twitter. She's going through it. She has her status that she's in the void and that it's unknown and that everything is black. She is going through it.
She should have beat Dana, man. It would have been better.
She should have won the 24/7 title. I'm telling you.
It would have been cool.
She would have been a champion at least. I mean, she would have had like 10,000 people running after her, but she would have been champion.
Indeed.
So Riddle says that his best friend John Cena is coming back soon, and there's a reason why Cena is playing the Peacemaker, and Miz is playing stay-at-home dad. Nice one there. He says Maurice drags Miz around, and this is his words, guys, by his tiny balls. I'm like, Riddle, what the hell are you doing? Randy's not there. He can't censor you anymore.
The crowd just starts chanting tiny balls. I'm like, okay.
They're chanting tiny balls at this point. Maurice says, and I quote, because this is what they're saying in the notes here, my husband has average-sized balls.
Has anyone not seen that Miz and Mrs. episode?
Yes, I've seen it, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know either. But after they said that, that's what ran through my mind was, wait, has anyone seen that episode?
And then Miz proceeds to look down. He puts his head down. Like he is looking down there. I'm like, what are you doing?
Gotta check, man.
So then Miz is like pointing up. He's like pointing up, and he's like, "Oh, that's it. My." This is so ridiculous. Miz gets annoyed, so she says that he has the biggest balls in the world, and Miz stands with his legs spread. Riddle then says, "Prove it." And I was like, "Whoa!" Stop!
Don't prove anything.
Just stop! Don't do it! Don't
His
do it!
face was hilarious. He was so offended. This shit was hilarious.
And then the crowd was chanting, "Prove it!"
Hey, man.
And then he was like, "What the hell is wrong with all you people?"
He calls bluff sometimes.
So then Marie says that Miz can wrestle right now while he's in a tuxedo. Miz frames from the match and says that he's not going to have his match tonight. So then he's going to leave. But suddenly Tommaso Ciampa, again, just randomly comes out of nowhere and attacks Riddle with a knee. Ciampa leaves, and then the Miz says on second thought, get a referee out here. I'm going to take off my jacket. We're having this match. What the fuck is Ciampa doing?
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was for Judgment Day.
I don't know, man.
Unless this is for Judgment Day, and now with Finn Balor as the leader, he's going to anoint another person. Like, I seriously don't know what the fuck is going on with Ciampa. They don't know what to do with him.
At all.
Oh, but by the way, guys, Ciampa was fired, right? Right?
Who said that?
Some guy in my comments saying, "Oh yeah, I was in Boston at this time." He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if you heard or not, but Ciampa got fired." I'm like, "No, he doesn't. No, he didn't. What the hell are you talking about?" And then I replied to his comment saying, "Oh yeah, he looks fired, all right." And then I showed him a clip from like 2 weeks prior to that on Monday Night Raw where he was going up against Ali with Miz as referee. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's totally fired."
All right.
He is not fired, guys.
He's definitely there.
Do not believe everything.
Mm-mm.
He was there tonight.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be back. Hold on.
Yeah.
The only time I'll really believe anything like that is if it comes from the source themselves.
Right. Yeah. unless it comes from Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, or pretty much anybody that's like credible when it comes to news sources, or hell, even WWE tweeting it out themselves, saying that they wish them the best in their future endeavor. I'm not believing anybody. I'm not. So the match happens and everything, and Riddle jumps on the apron and tries to kick Miz in the face, but Maurice pulls her husband out of the way. Riddle then chases Miz around the ring, and Miz gets on the apron, but Riddle grabs him and rips his pants off. Yes, we had his pants being ripped off on live television, exposing his undergarments and all to the world. The fans chant "Tiny Balls" once again, as Miz gets in the ring and stomps Riddle. Miz then grabs Maurice's purse and tries to hit Riddle, but he ducks it and catches him with an RKO for the 1-2-3. He then gets up after the pinfall and yells, "That was for you, Randy." And that was it.
Crazy.
We got a chant for Tiny Balls. We got Miz ripping off his pants. I mean, or Riddle ripping off Miz's pants. I don't know what the hell we just saw. Oh man. Then we had a championship contenders match here. What else is new? It's the only other tag team on Monday Night Raw, and that is the Street Profits. The Street Profits beat the Usos tonight. They get a championship opportunity down the line. And they won, but not in the way that everybody thinks.
Yeah.
They won by countout.
Freaking ugh.
I hate championship contender matches.
Yeah.
They continue to do these week in and week out. They don't make any sense because 99% of the time the champions lose when they shouldn't. Oh, wait, is that happening right now?
What?
I'm hearing Corey Graves yelling tag team champion, so is that happening right now on your screen?
The Dirty Dogs just came out.
And the Dirty Dogs, okay.
And now it's MVP and Omos, but MVP just got kicked in the chin, so.
It just got yeeted off the stage, right? Okay. Yep. Okay, I just heard Corey Graves screaming tag team champions. So I was like, oh, okay, that match could be happening now. So they won via countout. There's the Street Profits. So the Street Profits do get a future opportunity at the tag team championships. Whenever that is happening, just let it happen at possibly Money in the Bank. Whatever happens there. So we return from commercial break as Montez Ford starts making a comeback against Jey Uso. Ford then sends him to the outside of the ring as he does a Superman tope suicida. Ford then gets Jey back inside the ring and hits a massive frog splash and pins. The frog splash, Megan, I am not even lying, and Corey, with great attention to detail, caught this too. His head legitimately met the briefcases tonight.
Oh,
He was legitimately staring at the briefcases as he was heading down.
Oh, damn.
He got that high.
Props.
The guy has one of the best frog splashes in the entire world, I swear. Like, the man gets such height, such elevation. His head legitimately, if not did, meet the briefcases tonight. It's absolutely insane. So he pins But Jimmy returns to break up the pinfall. Dawkins and Jimmy Uso fight on the outside, and Jay gets forward outside and throws him into the barricade. Jay then looks for a super kick before ducks it and dumps him onto the barricade as well, over the barricade, I should say. Then he dives back into the ring before the referee's count of 10, and they win by countout. At least the champions weren't pinned, but they still lost at the end of the day, which is not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they get pinned at all, but the fact that they still even lost as unified tag team champions, I still don't like it.
I think that's the first
But
loss
yeah.
I got since they became.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
That is the very
Yeah.
first loss, and I can tell you that the tribal chief is not happy about that.
Well, yeah, there's probably gonna. Well, I would say there's probably gonna be something between Roman and the Usos on Friday Night SmackDown, but Roman's not gonna show up, so.
No, I think he's filming a movie. That's why he's been off TV for a while, and everyone
Yeah.
thinks it's an injury. Honestly, I think it's because of how long he's off TV for. Is most likely for a movie.
Right, so we'll see what happens. Riddle wants Roman though, so if Roman shows up for Money in the Bank, you do this match with Riddle, and then you do SummerSlam with Randy and Roman, and then you do whatever you want to do at Clash. But if Roman, I want Roman to at least show up for the pay-per-views. I mean, I know it's up to him, and I know his contract kind of contradicts that, but you have an obligation as champion of both shows. You should at least be showing up to the pay-per-views, in my opinion. That's just my thinking of it. But we'll see where that goes. I mean, hopefully something down the line happens between Randy. I mean, well, definitely between Randy and Roman, but Riddle and Roman for sure. Then we had the almighty Bobby Lashley make his way to the ring. Bobby Lashley is coming out to the ring like he won 10,000 world championships. He won a goddamn what the heck am I even trying to think? If he won like 10,000 gold medals at the Olympics, like he is getting this big of a reaction. He makes his way to the ring. Yeah, yes. We just only went over the championship contender match in your absence. Okay. I hated that. I really did.
Yeah.
Usos should not be losing, especially by a count out. I'm glad they didn't get pinned, but count out victory is not the best way either. The only real highlight though was Montez Ford's head meeting the briefcases tonight during that frog splash. That was absolutely beautiful.
He is great. He's absolutely remarkable.
I'm telling you right now, he has one of the best frog splashes in the business, if not the.
If they want to break up the Street Profits and put him in the Money in the Bank match, I will not complain. I will not complain.
Or at least just give him an opportunity. I mean,
yeah. Do something.
So Big Bob comes out. He's making his way to the ring like he won 10,000 gold medals at the Olympics. So, like, this man is getting, like, cheered crazily.
It's Big Bob.
Lashley defeated Omos and MVP in the handicap match at Hell in a Cell, but we came back from commercial break. In the ring, he says that it has felt damn good after all this time to get his hands on MVP. And now that he has them in the rearview mirror, he's wondering what's next. Lashley then looks at the Money in the Bank briefcase. But then Theory, his music hits, and he comes down the ramp. Theory says that he doesn't know who allowed Lashley to take up his time. He says that Lashley got help last night, otherwise he would not have won. Theory says that he won his match fair and square, So how about Lashley get the hell out of his ring? But first, a selfie. He turns around, does the selfie, but then he gets kicked in the back, and he has some whiplash on that thing, bro. And girl, he had some whiplash on that thing. His neck went back, and I was like, ooh, damn. Lashley.
He's big and he's Bob, man.
Yeah, but you're gonna.
It's different.
The last time we saw a whiplash thing, I believe that was Paige, and I don't want anything like that to happen to her or to him.
Yeah, that's true.
So be careful with your kicks, Bob. So, with all that being said, he gets kicked out of the ring. And then Theory shows Lashley his biceps, so he's flexing on him. And Lashley shows his, not as big of a difference as you think, actually. Because, you see these, you see them and everything, they're not honestly all that different. He's a built dude, just like Lashley.
He definitely is.
Lashley says that if Theory is so confident, why don't you put the United States title on the line tonight? Theory says that he does not deserve it, so that's obviously not going to be, happening. Sure, he's beaten Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, but he's never been McMahon's protege. Theory laughs in his face, and then he turns around to take another selfie. And then he gets booted out of the ring again. So I don't know what happens here. Do we get the United States Championship match between Bob and Theory at some point?
I hope not.
With this tease, it only seems like it's going to be logical to do it. But I don't. Does Lashley even need a United States title?
No.
Wasn't that like his first ever championship within the company? And that was like back in 2008?
It was either that one or the ECW one. I can't remember. I don't know.
I knew it happened in 2008, though, for sure.
It was definitely one of those. Bobby doesn't need that belt, though, because freaking you would have to have Theory beat him, and I don't think Bobby needs that right now. At all.
Yeah, his first championship was the United States title.
Damn. I don't know. Yeah, I would leave this alone. I wouldn't do any Bobby and Theory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now, at least. I feel like you have to put Bobby over, and then you take the championship from Bobby, and take the championship from Theory, and then that just ruins everything else.
Unless Theory goes to Money in the Bank after that, too. If they do a championship match on Monday Night Raw and then put Theory in Money in the Bank, that would not shock me whatsoever.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I think I was trying to think back to the old Money in the Bank winners, but I feel like every year it's like a heel wins, then the face wins, the heel wins, then the face wins. So last year E won, so I think it's time for a heel to win, I guess, if they're gonna do it in that way, I think.
Yeah.
If they go in that order. I feel like they have, but I can't really remember that far back or who won Money in the Bank as far as the men goes. I barely remember the women. I think Asuka won last year, but no, Nikki Ash won last year. Nikki Ash won last year.
Yeah. Let's see history.
Asuka won the one in the building in that big tower thing, whatever the hell that terrible Money in the Bank.
The Time Towers at at the headquarters.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so Nikki ASH won, and what the heck is this? Oh, yeah, they showed the men's and women's. Okay. So Biggie won the last. Biggie won the last one. Then it was followed by the Miz, and then Brock Lesnar in 2019, and now obviously Braun Strowman back in 2018. So it went from Brock, Miz, Biggie were the last three. That's insane. Brock, Miz, and Biggie were the last three men's Money in the Bank ladder match winners.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that was technically two heels and then a babyface the last time. So oh wait, no. Miz didn't technically win it though.
Wait, what do you mean?
Remember he beat remember Otis won that briefcase at first?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really
Miz,
run it.
Oh yeah. Because freaking was that when the briefcase like fell in his hands?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That was 2020 when it was held by Titan Tower, I think.
Oh god. My mind like pushed out that whole pay-per-view. Oh geez. I don't know. I mean, well, can you cash in Money in the Bank on the mid-card titles?
No, it's only for World.
Oh, shit.
It's only for the big belts.
Oh, well, then that would lead to just Theory cashing in on a Roman.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely disgusting. I would throw up. I think that's even worse than Roman being champ. Oh my god.
I mean, take a look at what happened in the Money in the Bank ladder match back in 2020. I mean, Otis versus AJ Styles versus Malachi Black or Aleister Black, Bryan Danielson, King Corbin, and Rey Mysterio. That is insane.
Oh yeah, that's when Corbin just flung Rey off the top of the building.
Yeah, he flung him off Titan Tower, and we all thought he died.
I thought it was over. I thought he threw him off.
And then Asuka won that one where she defeated Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. So insane. And that was like 2 years ago.
That was a weird ass show. I just started wrestling TikTok around then. Like I just started.
Yeah, Big E defeated Drew McIntyre, John Morrison, Kevin Owens, Nakamura, Ricochet, Riddle, Seth Rollins.
Ricky.
And then Nikki ASH defeated Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Natalya, Tamina, and Zelina Vega. It's such a crazy time.
Things change fast around here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I wish Dominik was a little faster tonight because he had to go up against Veer Mahan. This match was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but in the end, Veer just continues. It's Veer off. Veer.
Nice.
It's Veer.
That's freaking great. I didn't even watch this match. I was barely paying attention to this.
Yeah, me neither.
So Ray hit him with like a 619, like halfway, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I did not know who won.
Did they call Dominik just Dominik tonight?
I think
don't know.
I feel like they did.
I have no idea.
Do not take the Mysterio name away.
Take something away because he came out there to Ray's song. He did Ray's thing. He's doing. I mean, damn.
Well,
Dominik had his own song like a few months ago, I thought.
yeah, he did. He does.
Yeah.
He's just coming out to Booyaka Booyaka 619, Booyaka Booyaka, Ray and Dominik Mysterio.
I don't like that.
Oh, and then there's Ray Mahan, who won by disqualification tonight. We come back from commercial break, and Veer is still beating Dominik around the ring. Dom avoids the splash in the corner and then catches Veer with a drop toe hold and hits the turnbuckles. Dominik then eats a few elbows and avoids Veer once again as he crashes into the ring post. He hits a 619 to Veer against the ring post, then goes to the top and hits a frog splash, but Veer kicks out at the count of 1. Veer then slams Dominik, then he is going to get ready for the cervical clutch, but Ray rushes in and attacks Veer from behind, thus having him win by disqualification. I don't care for Veer anymore, guys. I don't care for this feud. Veer's not doing it.
Hold on, I'll be back. Hold on.
Okay. It just does not interest me. So
It doesn't. Like,
but
no
I will
offense.
say, though, you know, his promo before the match, though, he actually didn't sound all that bad.
No, he didn't.
And, you know, once you actually stop grunting and start like actually acting a little bit more like yourself, you're not going to sound that bad on the mic.
Just
Stop acting like. Well, there you go. I mean, but stop acting like a generic big man. Talk normal for once, and people are going to try to take you seriously. But other than that, if you're just not good in the ring, or if they're just not putting you in the ring with some other people that can honestly carry you through great matches, it's not going to work out for you in the end.
Yeah.
And then the greatest song in the history of songs besides Kingdom comes on the Titan. Oh, it comes through the PA system. Megan, Judgment Day is here. Miles Kennedy and his beautiful voice graces the presence in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The greatest vocalist of all time. And the commentators talk over him. And the commentators talk over him. I want to hear Miles Kennedy. Why can't I just hear Miles Kennedy in silence? They continue to talk over him, and it frustrates me. I want to hear Miles Kennedy, but they make their way to the ring, and they are going to induct a new member into the Judgment Day when we come back from commercial break. And then we did. We come back. Damian Priest tells the WWE Universe to rise for Judgment Day. I legitimately stood on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I am not lying when I say this. I stood on my feet because he yelled at me, and I do not want Priest to yell at me. Ripley then says that control is an illusion that led AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan to thinking that they would succeed at Hell in a Cell. The Judgment Day was always destined for victory. They cannot be contained, and their message is spreading like wildfire. Their destiny has no bounds. Priest then says Ripley's destiny is to become the next Raw Women's Champion. Tonight, she will win her Fatal 4-Way, then go beat Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank. Edge tells the fans who are chanting what that he's been doing this for 30 years so they can shut their drooling mouths, and Edge says that he wants to say how proud he is of his disciples. Edge says that Rhea Ripley is a wrecking machine. Then Priest is oozing confidence right now. And why? Because they have listened to him. And somebody else has been listening to him as well. And so it's time to introduce the newest member of Judgment Day. And then Finn Balor's music hits the PA system. And I was like, yes. Thank you. He walks down to the ring and shakes Edge's hand. I was very happy at this point. Very happy. Edge then says that he saw something change in Balor's eyes last night, and when Ripley and Priest told him that he had reached out to them about joining, he was ecstatic. He truly believes that Balor is one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet. So how did all of this come about? Balor says that Edge did see a look in his eyes that night. He heard the calling, and he could not ignore it any longer. He finally knows who he is. He saw Priest fight with more conviction than ever before, and Ripley shielded Edge when he was heading to the top rope to hit a coup de grace. He should have been angry, but he wasn't. He was in awe. He reached out to them after the show and realized that they have a lot in common. Like being tired of being told what to do. Priest says that Edge is one of the greatest competitors of all time and that he has made it so easy for them to follow in his journey. Priest says that Edge has told them to get rid of anything holding them back and that they are ready to shut the final piece, which is them, which is his. It's Edge. Priest then punches Edge straight in the face, and then Priest, Ripley, and Balor stand and they just continue to batter him on the ground. They continue to attack him while he's down. Priest hits a South of Heaven on Edge, and then they follow it by Ripley dragging him towards the part of the ring so that Balor can hit a coup de grace. He hits a coup de grace. Edge then starts fighting back until they beat him down in the ring some more. Priest then lifts Edge up in a crucifix powerbomb position, but he throws him through the announce desk. Then it looks like they are done, but Edge continues to fight back. He gets pummeled with right hands. Balor then gets Edge back inside the ring. Ripley then brings some chairs into the ring with her, and Ripley breaks a piece of the chair like Edge used to do in his rivalries with Roman, with Bryan. They got the metal rod, and they were doing a crossface on Edge like he used to do all those months ago when he was going for the WWE World Championship.
Yeah.
So that happens. They're choking him out with a crossface, and then Edge's head is laid out on a steel chair, and they rush to get another chair to do a concerto. Priest hits a concerto on Edge, and the new Judgment Day pose together on the fallen Edge. This is fantastic. I love that Finn Balor is a part of this. I love that Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley didn't technically turn on. They did turn on Edge, but they are still a part of a Judgment Day. They are still the Judgment Day. They didn't just break free and now like they're broken out of Edge's spell or anything. This is just a different version of Judgment Day. And I love it very much. I think this is great. I think this is a great thing for Finn Balor. Obviously, this is writing off Edge for a little bit just to get him off TV for a little bit. But once Edge comes back, we don't know what could happen. And that is what I like the most, is that it's unpredictable, it's the inevitable, and we just don't know what's going to happen next. This was great.
I have been waiting for this show to give me like a genuine surprise, and that was like the first one that I can remember. Like we got like tiny surprises here and there, but that was like the first one. I was like, I didn't see that coming. I didn't know what to say. I was mainly just staring at my screen in complete confusion. I see everyone's kind of split on it right now. People are either saying that it's too early or they love it. I'm on the I love it side only because I feel if you waited long enough, you run the risk of you run the risk of it becoming more of an edge thing instead of a whole stable thing.
Right.
I understand the whole purpose of Edge being the presumed guardian angel of the three, but Finn. First of all, this doesn't mean Edge is going to stop talking to Damian, Finn, and Rhea. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think he's really kicked out.
Yeah. Well, I do think he's kicked out of the group.
That was probably evident tonight, but yeah. I think he's going to try to either weasel his way back in, or I don't know. Like, does it continue to grow? I
feel like we don't know. You put someone else in. Like I still
like. What if this Ciampa thing is to get him into the group?
Part of me wants to give up on that because they're not even doing anything. Like
I have to admit though, Ciampa does fit a little bit more with Balor and all those guys because they're younger and they're more in that kind of a mode. I mean, I would have loved it with Edge because of the similarities with like neck injuries and all that stuff, and you see the parallels. But if this is going to be a young group now, you get Ciampa in there and you can do something with that. You can have Ciampa and you can have like Ciampa and Priest being like the tag team, whatever. Ciampa and Balor. You can do something with it. I mean, there's potential there too. I just want a direction for Ciampa. That's really why I want it so bad.
Yeah, he would definitely fit in the stable. It's just I don't.
I just need a direction.
Yeah, I would love if it turned into a sustainable stable, but all right, this company's use of stables in the past 15 years has not been the best. I feel like the best stable we've gotten in the past decade was the freaking Nexus, and that was had to be like 15 years ago, I think.
I would argue the Shield too a little bit, but that's me. Even though it's not technically a faction.
Yeah, I'll give the Shield that too. How long ago was the Nexus? The Nexus was in 2010, right?
2010, and it technically ended in 2011. Well, no, not real. No, then the new Nexus came along with Punk, and then that kind of ended in 2012. So yeah.
I don't count the new Nexus. I only count like that first draft of
the first real Nexus with Baron and all those guys. Okay, yeah. So that was 2010 to 2011 when that technically ended.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you had Nexus, you had the Shield, you had.
And then the core happened too.
Yeah, we had the core. That could have been something, but it flopped.
Really could have been.
I'm skipping a few years, but you got Retribution, flop. I'll count Team Bad. I guess that was a stable.
All those like women things during that time, that I wouldn't call them really factions. Those were just kind of those teams were really made so that we can get those people on the main roster and get them into something meaningful right off the gate. And then obviously they grew into the 4 horsewomen that they are today.
I can't think of any other stables from 2011 to now.
There really hasn't been. That's why this is so new and so fresh, and that's why I've loved it so much, because we really haven't seen anything like this before. And then they just continue, and then they just do a curveball like this. They kick Edge out of the group, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? We haven't really seen anything like this before. And I was like, let's go. Let's do this. Like, this is awesome. I haven't really seen anything like this since the New Day. Not New Day. Since the Shield. Since the Shield, since the Nexus.
I think New Day's won Undisputed Era.
New Day's technically won too, Undisputed Era, especially because that's more than 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I was so behind it, because I'm like, we really haven't seen this before.
Yeah. Their track record in like the era of like the 2010s with stables has not been the best. So
right.
If you grow this more.
And that was mainly due to booking. I mean, that wasn't really due to them having a bad idea. Nexus was a great idea at the start. They just didn't really do anything with it because Cena had to take care of him at SummerSlam.
All by himself.
and God dang, Bret Hart had to return too in a wrestling capacity.
Bret Hart with the jeans. I didn't like that. Bret Hart with the jeans, man. Daniel
Bryan, he returned to SummerSlam that year because he got fired because choking Justin Roberts with his own necktie.
That was a weird team. It was like Cena, Edge.
It was so bad.
Bryan,
it was Cena,
I think.
Edge, Bryan, R-Truth, John Morrison, and Bret Hart. Those 6.
Damn.
Cena, Edge, Bryan, R-Truth, John Morrison, and Bret Hart.
That one episode where Cena refused to get fired, so he just destroyed each one of them.
Yes.
Right, yep. I was pissed. They did not. The Nexus were not supposed to be that. The new Nexus, they tried it, but CM Punk didn't even look right being the leader. That looked so weird.
Because Husky Harris was still a part of the thing. They had David Otunga still a part of it. They tried to, I believe they brought in Michael McGillicuddy or Curtis Axel at that time.
I think so.
They were trying to do something with Mason Ryan, but that didn't work out.
Mason Ryan.
I hope he's still doing well in Cirque du Soleil, man, because as far as I'm aware, that's where he still is.
Big dude.
Doing Cirque du Soleil nonetheless.
Wow.
It's crazy. And then the core happened too, which really could have been something for SmackDown too, with Ezekiel Jackson. That one had Ezekiel Jackson, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater. Obviously Barrett was still there. I actually think that was it. I only think it was those 4 until they added somebody else, I think.
Yeah, Wade, Zeke, Slater, Gabriel, I think. I don't know. Was there somebody else?
I'm looking them up right now because we're talking about it. I kind of have to make myself right here in this. No, it was only those 4. Slater, Gabriel, Barrett, and Jackson.
Huh.
And guess how long this faction was even a thing?
What, a few months?
5 months, to be exact.
5 months?
5
January
months.
January 14th, 2011 was their debut on SmackDown. And June 10th, 2011 was their disbanding.
Damn, son. They had a good theme song, too. I remember that.
They did.
They had a good theme song. They had a cool logo. They had the shirts. Damn. That shit was bad.
And the Nexus was from June 7th, 2010 as the Nexus, and then on January 3rd, 2011 as the new Nexus. They disbanded as the normal Nexus on December 27th, 2010. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So that one didn't even last 6 months. And then as the new Nexus, they went from January to August of that year in 2011.
Jeez.
And now, so the new Nexus didn't even last 7 months.
That's freaking terrible.
They really should have done something with it because it had potential. You had Barrett, Daniel Bryan, Darren Young, Skip Sheffield, who was Ryback. Oh, I fucking hate Ryback, but that was Skip Sheffield.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Tarver. Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, David Otunga, John Cena was in them at one point.
Yeah.
Husky Harris, Michael McGillicuddy, CM Punk was the second leader, and then Mason Ryan.
Damn, man.
The Nexus only had...
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, no, it was so bad. Ryback was terrible. Snuggles, don't even get me started on it. But they did have a one-time WWE champion in their group. In the Nexus. And that was CM Punk.
Wow, great, wow.
John Cena and David Otunga won the tag team titles along with Slater and Gabriel, and David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy had him too. I mean, they had tag team gold.
Only thing I'll give to them was that they made that 450 splash from Gabriel feel like the most painful move ever.
Dude, he had to have cracked his ribs every single time, bro. I swear.
They made him hit the floor with that shit, and oh my god.
Barrett was Intercontinental champion during his days with the Core, and then Gabriel and Slater held the tag team titles again 2 times. So I mean, like,
yeah,
they had championships in these stables. It's just they just weren't a thing for a long time. Another thing that did not last a long time, guys, was these 2 matches right here. We're just going to focus on both of them together because they didn't really take up maybe 25 minutes of the show. Cedric Alexander and Omos, that lasted about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And then Ezekiel and Otis, which lasted probably about a minute at most, or maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Snooze fest.
Yeah. So, Omos, I don't care. The Dirty Dogs came out there like, yeah, we're here. What's up, Kevin? And Kevin Patrick. And then Dolph Ziggler super kicked MVP in the face, and then they ran off. So the Dirty Dogs returned to Monday Night Raw just to get into a feud with Omos.
So happy to hear that.
And people want Dolph Ziggler to be a world champion again.
Him and Bob should be world champion, not doing the Dirty Dog bullshit.
And I thought he was back to Bobby Roode. I heard that a lot that he came out to Glorious.
He did.
The hell?
He just went back on it.
I think it was only at a house show one time.
Oh,
no, don't do it as a one time.
That sucks.
I want to hear Glorious again. That was so good. Kevin Owens then came out after Ezekiel's win and just started Ezekiel's win and just started screaming at him again, saying, "Listen, if you want a rematch because I beat you at Hell in a Cell, all you gotta do is do something for me on one condition, and that is tell me that you are Elias." Elias says, "All right, you got me. I admit it." Owens then pushes him further and demands that he screams it. Elias says, "I admit that my name is Elias." Owen then loses it and screams that he was right all along. Ezekiel then says that if he has his rematch, and Owen says, he asked if he had his rematch, and Owen says, yes, you do. You got it. Ezekiel then says he didn't think that it would have been that easy. He knew Owens is stupid, but he still can't believe that he's that dumb. He took a page out of Owens' own playbook. He lied. His name is really Ezekiel. Owens then runs at him, but Ezekiel drops him with a knee and runs away before Gable and Otis can get into the ring to pummel to pummel him and just beat him down. They are still doing this, guys. Get it off my TV.
Snooze fest.
They're gonna ruin it, man.
I don't care. We know he's Elias. He said it himself. He's Elias. He admitted it. We don't have an end goal for this, guys. There's no end goal here.
Yeah.
And then the Fatal 4-Way happened for the number one contendership for Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank. For what this was a very good Fatal 4-Way. I like all four of these women in here. As much as everybody thinks that I don't like Doudrop, I do. I think she's honestly very good in the ring, especially if you saw her in NXT UK. I only saw her a couple of times in NXT UK because I don't watch it, and I only saw the Doudrop matches that people told me to watch. But Alexa looked good here. Obviously, Rhea looked great. Liv actually improved a lot, and she really got me going in this match for her. This is a good match for what it was, and Rhea Ripley does pick up the win and gets the match at Money in the Bank against Bianca Belair. Jesus, I don't know why it took me so long to think about it. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's a little bit too soon, but she gets the win.
I'm worried, man.
You worried that she's going to lose the championship, or you're worried that this is just going to lead to Becky?
50-50.
So you're kind of worried about both.
I know it's going to lead back to Becky because I have this feeling that Becky might end up winning the women's Money in the Bank.
Oh my God.
Briefcase. That's the only way I could really see it, her and Bianca wrestling again for the title would be for Becky to win the briefcase. Only way I can see it happening.
So you don't think WWE would ever just find a way just to get her a one-on-one match at SummerSlam?
Nope. And this, I think this also is starting to tie in with Becky's little breakdown on Twitter. Like, right now, she has her Twitter blacked out. Like, the cover's blacked out. Her profile pictures blacked out. And, like, the location says void. And then in her description, it says unknown. So I think that maybe this could possibly be somehow like a new character change where she's going back to the man. I'm not sure, but I'm sure this has something to do with it. It's probably like how it was with Seth. How Seth was like breaking down and then he came out with a Seth freaking Rollins gimmick thing. This could be a new...
Oh my God, she did that. She did. It's completely blacked out, like you said. I was just looking at her stuff, and it's blacked out, dude. Huh.
It has to do with the storyline, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have her win the briefcase.
Now, did she tweet anything after this, or?
No,
I don't think
she hasn't
tweeted
anything since yesterday. When she said, "Hey, remember that time when I was robbed?"
She also replied to Trish Stratus' tweet, I'm off the charts, Trishy Poo, don't test me. Okay.
But She hasn't done anything. We'll see.
All right. Interesting to say the least. She has 2.1 million followers. Jesus. Damn. All right, guys. That's it for your Monday Night Raw post-show review. If you guys have anything else to say before we can get the hell out of here, you guys can say in the chat. We'll see what you guys have to say for a little bit, and then we'll be on our way, guys. But do you guys have anything else to say about Raw or about anything else that's going to be happening down the line? I might have the guest for tomorrow. I still have to make sure that he is okay with it. But other than that, I think we're going to be okay for the weeks to come, because we got Tuesday's talk tonight. Unless the guest can't make it, then it's probably not going to be happening, because we did technically do this review on Tuesday. We started this at around like 12:05 in the morning here. But if the guest can come on, we're gonna have a Tuesday talk episode. If not, you're gonna have to see us on Wednesday, where it's 1 week from that infamous MJF pipe bomb. Like, I shouldn't even say pipe bomb. It wasn't a pipe bomb. It was a fucking nuke. He dropped a goddamn nuke on TV. I shouldn't have said it, Waff. I apologize. But
Megan's freaking out in the room.
But
Megan's losing it.
listen. The one thing you're talking about when you're talking about that LA show that happened on Dynamite, MJF is the first thing that comes to mind every time.
MJF.
Come on now.
Well, I would be talking about Kier Hogan, but
well, yes, you would. And then some people would say, "Oh my gosh, no, there would have to be Hiroshi Tanahashi." Yes, Hiroshi Tanahashi was great to see, but MJF too.
What do we think's gonna happen with the whole?
I got no idea. That's gonna be so good, bro.
No, I'm not talking about MJF. I'm talking about the CM Punk situation.
Oh,
I don't know. I still don't know.
That I'm not going to talk about MJF, Mister.
Well, we're starting off the show on Wednesday with the Battle Royal, and the winner faces Jon Moxley in the main event of that same show, and then the winner of that faces Hiroshi Tanahashi at Forbidden Door for the interim World Championship.
Okay, yeah, we will see, but
I don't know who wins the Battle Royal, and I don't care. And then we're going to have Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. It's going to be great. And Jon Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi have been waiting for it for ages. They've been wanting to go at it for as long as I can remember.
All right.
They've been wanting to go at it since 2018, guys. It's going to happen. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jon Moxley for the interim world title.
Yes.
And that's where Jon Moxley becomes the first ever 2-time AEW World Champion.
Interesting.
It's gonna be great. We got that on Wednesday. We don't even know if MJF's gonna show up. If he does, it's great. If he doesn't, well, if he does show up, then this is a work. If it's not, then we're good.
If
then you guys know what the hell happens.
Then we know it's legit.
Yeah.
And I don't even care. Listen, again, I don't even care. I just want to enjoy it. If this leads to CM Punk versus MJF in the future, that's all that matters to me. And then Thursday, nothing. Friday for Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. Waff, please tell me that there's no basketball on Friday. Please tell me.
The game was yesterday, so there will not be a game today. Next game will be on Wednesday. Then there'll probably be a game on Friday. Yeah.
All right, so we're probably gonna have some kind of preempted Rampage on Friday. If it is preempted and it's before Friday Night SmackDown, it's just going to be a Friday Night SmackDown review. If it is actually after 10 o'clock, expect the show to be at 11, like normal. But I'm going to look at it right now because there's stuff.
Yep,
Friday,
game 4 is on Friday.
Friday, January 10th, yep, at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, there's going to be a preempted AEW Rampage. And that is before Tony Khan could even announce that. So there you go. Phil Khan spreading the news.
Breaking news.
By the way, guys, I am on the payroll. Just letting you know. I give that girl right there, Kira Hogan, her money.
Breaking news, man.
Well, it's like, then give her more then, damn it. I'm like, listen.
Yes.
Listen.
Championship shots.
Listen.
Ice cream bars.
Listen, I make the contract. Tony handles the money and title shots, okay?
Put on the cover of the fucking game. A lot of things going on.
Apparently the game comes out in September. We haven't heard a single thing yet, though, so I don't know.
I'm excited for that game. That should be fire. I hope it is.
I want it to be. I want to play something else than WWE 2K.
They got something to live up to because even though 2K22 isn't perfect, they got a really solid game to look to bounce off of. So we'll see what direction they go. But I'm excited.
If we don't have a Tuesdays talk, I might just stream. I might just stream on Twitch. I might. I gotta continue my Ring of Honor Universe mode. I gotta crown a first world champion. You were so close, man. You were in the Ring of Honor Television Championship, and then one seat beat your ass. I don't know how.
Hey, man. You win some and you lose some.
You hit him with that gauntlet that you have on your wrist. You hit the goddamn bionic elbow like gauntlet punch thing, and you still lost somehow.
Yeah, that's my best move. He kicked out of that. I lost. Fuck.
And when I was doing commentary, I said that you told me somehow that nobody's been able to kick out of that move.
That's usually the one.
So I just had that. I kind of just had that mentality, and yeah, he kicked out of it somehow.
Damn, man. That's supposed to be protected. It's your fault. You're supposed to protect that, man.
It's not my fault. It's computer based.
You got to protect that. You got to protect that freaking finisher.
I said nobody has ever been able to kick out of that before.
Damn.
I tried to protect it as much as he could. He was the one that kicked out.
What a damn rematch.
Listen. You're gonna. I got some plans going. William Regal and I got some plans going for that television title. Who knows? Maybe you might be in the world title too. Maybe you kind of just got pissed off and now you just attacked somebody in the world title tournament. Who knows?
Sounds good.
I got some things going. Also, if you want to cut a promo on 1C, you can do that too. Because I know you want to do that. It's Sugarfoot's time.
I got one of my drafts right now. I didn't upload it yet. As soon as I lost, I was pissed off and I went outside. I was like, you know what?
It's Sugarfoot's time.
Damn.
All right, guys. That's it. We'll talk to you guys soon. If we have a Tuesday's talk, we'll see you guys over there. If not, see me on Twitch. All the links are down there in the description anyway, and you guys can follow me there anyway. Have anything else to say before we get out of here? Other than get well, Cody, because I think that's all on our minds.
Nope.
Kara Hogan, I love you. See you on Wednesday.
Hey, if I can't talk about who I want to talk about, you can't do it either, mister. It's a two-way street.
John Cena, I love you? I mean...
That's better. You can't talk about any of your females, but I can't talk about any of my wrestlers.
Fine.
All right. You laid down the groundwork. Oh, and by the way, Stokely Hathaway is undefeated in AEW.
You saw that?
Yeah. Stokely Hathaway, 0-0-0. That is absolutely awesome. I love Stokely. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe and peace. We the ones. No, wait, no. I continue to do this now. We aren't the ones anymore. Adrenaline in a
In
I'm
my
not
soul.
singing that song.
Everything's
I'm not singing that
out
song.
of Joe.
I'm not singing that song.
Do it all again.
You love Cody and you know it. Bye, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.